The food that we've been able to provide hasn't been able to be of the same standard because we have to reduce the cleaning because of the additional rules around COVID and transmission and etc. So that's meant things like trying to not have plates and knives and forks because, as I say, reduces the quantity of cleaning, etc. that's required. But then that's had to then change the food that we're able to produce and things like accessibility to fresh fruit and vegetables and it's more limited because of how it can be packaged and how long it can last for and how you can store it, and the storage has had to change. I mean, I don't envy the kitchen staff one bit, but it's literally everything about their world. So they get on a bus, they have to wear a mask. They get off the bus with their mask on and go and wash their hands. And then they're allowed into their school. Then we now have, as again, many schools across the country, school starts for them as soon as they arrive. There's no standing around at the front because we have to kind of keep them as separate as possible. So as soon as they arrive, they're straight into classrooms, which means for some of them, their day starts at 8:10.
They're not allowed to be teenagers. If you think back to that time and the amount of kind of hugging, holding hands, larking about with my friends, all of that type of stuff.
I mean, even during the autumn term, like many schools, we didn't have the space to be able to have a different venue for each year group bubble. So that meant that we had to have a split break and lunch situation, which then meant that they could have no outside space much. Certainly not enough outside space to run around or play games or play football, which is what they usually have done. So literally all of that's had to go. They've not been able to mix with their mates in other year groups, and they've not really understood why. You're sort of saying to them, look, it's all about trying to reduce risk. And yes, we appreciate that you might sit next to them on the bus on the way into school, but then once you're here, we need to try and reduce the risk by splitting you apart for the rest of the day. And they just don't. It's a whole different ballgame.